Hey guys, Kon here. This is going to be a bit of a different video than I'm used to uploading. As you can see, my room's changed quite a bit since you've last seen me actually in person talking about pretty much anything. I'll get to the room probably in the future, but for now this is going to be about video game pickups. Recently I've been getting into collecting video games, believe it or not, which is something I got into a little bit back like 5 or 6 years ago or something like that. I started collecting video games and I never picked up on it really. But recently I really have, because I went back and played my Nintendo 64 and I realized how much I love that game system and how much I loved older video games. So now I'm going back and I'm starting to collect some of these older games and game systems. So this is going to be a pickup video of not only some stuff I got recently for recent video game systems, but also for some older stuff, like for Nintendo 64, Sega Genesis, and other video game classics. So I figured we could jump right into it. In the future, I'm probably going to upload these after I get kind of a bit of a haul, like maybe, let's say, I go to 3 game stores and I get 3 pickups worth of games. I'll probably make a video then. So this won't be the only one in the series. It's going to be something that will be usually uploaded when I get a good amount of games to share with you guys. So I guess we'll just go ahead and jump right into it with the first batch of games that I got. This was I probably got these in the end of May or early June. Like I said before, I really got into playing my Nintendo 64 again, which is the whole reason why I started wanting to start collecting older games. And the first game I picked up, I had to do it, was Mystical Ninja for Nintendo 64. This is one of my all-time favorite video games. If you were to ask me, right next to Dance Dance Revolution, the arcade games, and some of the classic cave shoot-'em-ups, this is definitely on that list of games, on my top 10. Absolutely excellent game. I played this all the time when I was a kid. I've only beaten it like twice. I went back and I played it and actually beat it in about 4 hours. Kind of short, but it's a ton of fun. I really recommend you guys check this out if you haven't ever played it before. And then another classic that I've yet to actually play, this has one of my favorite soundtracks, I think, on all the Nintendo 64 games out there, and that is Bomberman Hero. Yeah, I got both these games, I think, for $6 plus shipping. It's usually a little bit more than I like to pay for some classic video games. I know, like, if I go garage sales and stuff like that, I can usually get them for $1 or $2. But these were, like, on the list of my favorite video games of all time, so I was willing to pay a little bit more for them than usual. So, not bad there. I guess we'll go ahead and jump into what I bought on Amazon recently. So, getting into more recent titles, I guess you could say. I got these kind of right after I got those 2 Nintendo 64 games. First one is a game I didn't know came out in North America, and that's Akai Katana. It is a cave shoot-'em-up game. It's horizontal scrolling like Death Smiles. Death Smiles is one of my favorite games of all time. I actually own 3 different versions of Death Smiles. So, yeah, to say I'm a fan is probably an understatement. But yeah, Akai Katana, I'm probably going to open this and play it. It's still sealed right now. I only got this for like $8 or something like that on Amazon. So, definitely worth picking up. Any cave game is worth picking up for under $10, that's for sure. I do highly recommend you play Death Smiles if you haven't played it already. And then I also picked up this. This is going to stay sealed, by the way. Final Fantasy 13-2 for Xbox 360. It is sealed. I don't know why they put the label right there. Microsoft, you're a little bit crazy sometimes. But, yeah. Final Fantasy 13-2, Collector's Edition. Like I said, it's going on my shelf just the way it is. If I want to play this game, I actually haven't beaten the first one because it's quite a bit boring. But if I want to play it, I will go out and buy a non-collector's edition copy of this game and then play it. Because I want to retain this the value of this game, because I'm sure in the future it's going to go up quite a bit in price. Now, I guess we'll jump into a game I got pretty much right around the same time. This took actually quite a long time to ship to me because I shipped it SAL, and for those that don't know, that's like the slowest shipping service you could ever ship something through, and going from Japan all the way to America, that takes like almost a month. But usually when you ship SAL, stuff comes in really nice condition. Like when I ship airmail, usually the box gets crushed and stuff like that, and I feel like people need to take a little bit more care when shipping airmail. But I got this game here, Code 18 for Xbox 360. It is the collector's edition, so there's a drama CD in there and an art book. Something to note about Japanese video games, for those that aren't aware, these games are super, super expensive. Usually when you talk about a collector's edition or anything for games for newer game consoles in Japan, these games can go new from like $80 to $100. Even like a normal edition of a game, if it's something people want, they will price it at a very high price because they know people will still buy it at that price. So yeah, getting this, I got this for I think $15. So yeah, I actually already played and beat this game, so I'm probably just gonna keep it sealed and put it on my shelf just to have it. It was kind of a lackluster visual novel in my opinion. I don't think it sold very well, and that's why I got this for so cheap, but definitely worth picking up for $15. So yeah. Go ahead and move on to, let's do this one right here. So, I've been wanting this game for actually quite a long time, and there's a long story behind this game that I'm going to be showing you in a moment. A long time ago, probably when this game came out or a year after, I went to my local GameStop and they had it in stock, and I didn't pick it up. And it was $40 then, and it has almost not depreciated in value at all since then. It's $30 at GameStop if you can find it. I went to my local GameStop and they were kind enough to give me a list of stores that had this game in stock because mine didn't. I first called one that's about 15 minutes away from me. I asked them if they had the game, if it was complete, had the manual and the discs were okay, had the case, and they're like, oh yeah, everything's fine. We'll go ahead and put it on hold for you, just come on in and pick it up real quick. So I went there and I went to go pick it up, and when they were putting the discs in this case, I noticed that the manual in it was for Infinite on Discovery. And I went, do you guys have the manual for this? They're like, oh, no, I guess we don't. I went, thanks for wasting my time, and I walked out of the GameStop. Usually at my local GameStop, the people there are really nice. They know me because I usually go in every week or two. Sometimes I don't even pick up games. Sometimes I go in to kind of see if there's any games that I want that are on sale and stuff like that. But they gave me a list of other game stops that had this possibly at location, and I called the first few, and then like I'm going an hour out now, and then finally I found a store that had this, and it was about an hour away. And went to pick it up, and I finally got this. Oh, just the hassle I went through to get this. Magna Carta 2 for Xbox 360. It is a very uncommon game to find. If you can find this for Xbox 360 at any game store near you for $30 or under, I highly suggest you pick it up. This is going to be a very rare game to own soon, I can guarantee you. People are going to want to have this game, and you will have it, and it's going to just go up in price. I do not believe they made many copies of this, which is why it is so rare, and people enjoy playing this game, so people tend to hold on to it. That is my guess on why this is so valuable, but I'm actually not too sure. But if you can find it, definitely pick this up, just because it is very uncommon, and people will pay money for it if you have it. We'll jump into this next one here. I got this on eBay. It was normally $20, but I had eBay bucks, so I actually only ended up paying like almost $10. And this is a game I wanted to play for a very long time. I actually watched the anime for this and actually was kind of disappointed. And the game is .hack Infection. I watched .hack Sign, and I didn't enjoy it. It just did. I felt like the story didn't really interest me. If you want to watch an anime based on a video game world, watch Sword Art Online. That one is amazing. But this is in very nice condition. It does have the manual, the game, and the anime DVD inside. Like I said, for about 10 bucks, I finally got it, and I can finally play it after all these years. Everyone says the game is way better than the anime, so don't judge a book by its cover. So I'm really looking forward to playing this. Okay, I guess we'll jump into this one here. It's not really a recent game find, but I just want to make a note of it real quick. I've had this game for probably 6 years now, and I never have played it because I had this game console, the Sega Genesis, but I didn't have the AV cable or the power cable. I was assuming that it probably didn't work because usually what happens on eBay is if a game console doesn't work, people will throw out the power cable and the AV cable and just say, oh yeah, you know, the game console, I can't test it, so you're just taking a chance on bidding on it. So I bought the Genesis for $5 on eBay. It didn't come with any controllers, no AV cables or anything like that. So I was kind of taking a gamble there, and then I bought this game with it. And recently I finally got the AV cable, I had a power cable, so all I needed was the AV cable and a controller. I just got those recently, and I finally got to test this game out. I completely forgot I had this actually. I thought I sold it a long time ago. And this is Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for Sega Genesis. It is complete in box, but the case is kind of in bad condition. It is falling apart at the seams, which is how I got this game back in the day, so this is not my fault. It is in such poor shape. I bought this for $1 back then. I remember I thought it was quite a good deal. It's the not for resale version, so it's probably not that rare. So there is that. And we'll jump into this guy and this guy here. So recently I found this bookstore near me that sold video games, video game systems and stuff like that. I went in to check it out to kind of see if they took back manga, anime DVDs and stuff like that. I had some anime DVDs I wanted to start collecting, but I never got into it. Like Hayate the Combat Butler was one of them. And then I had a ton of manga I didn't read, so I wanted to just kind of get rid of it because it was taking up space in my closet. And when I went there, I checked out some of their video games, and I got a couple good deals here, actually. The first one I'll share with you is Super Monkey Ball 2 for Gamecube. I paid $5 for it. This is one of my favorite games of all time. The disc is in very, very nice shape, and it does have the manual. It is player's choice, so it's not rare by any means like that. But yeah, one of my favorite games of all time. I'll probably put up a Let's Play or a live stream of me playing this game because it's one of my favorites of all time. I can't wait to actually go back and play this. I just found my GameCube, my Wavebird, and a memory card, and I'm very excited to actually have this again. And the other game I picked up, that was $5 by the way, I don't know if I said that. But the other game I picked this up for $6 at the game store. And I thought it was really rare, but it's actually not that rare. It is Chrono Cross for the PlayStation. It does not have the manual inside of it, so it's just disc 1, disc 2. Now disc 2 looks like it never even got played, but disc 1 it looks like it had some play on it, and then they tried to make a disc cleaner, kind of clean up the disc, but they didn't do a very good job. I don't know if you can kind of see it reflecting. Oops, sorry, that was my screensaver kicking in. So yeah, Chrono Cross for $6. I will pay $6 for Chrono Cross any day. I've never played this game, but from my understanding, it's absolutely amazing, and I have to play it. So $6 will definitely not complain. Now the next one here is going to be ones that I just picked up yesterday. Actually, I went back to that same bookstore to return the books, textbooks, and DVDs that I didn't want. And I went and spent the money that I got on these games here. So all this I got for a little over $20, I believe, or something like that. So very, very good deal here. We'll go ahead and jump in with kind of uncommon, or kind of the common stuff you'll probably find first. Both of these next two games I got for $2. First one is Dance Dance Revolution Ultramix. Obviously, you guys know I love Dance Dance Revolution because that's all my channel is pretty much about. I got this for $2. I do actually have this game. Well, I should say I have the game case. The disc was gone out of my game case. I don't know where it went. This is a really beat up GameStop one, because you can see the sticker was put on the side here saying the price. So I'm just going to take the game out and put it in my actual game case. If you need the case for some reason, I will sell this to you or trade for something if you would like this case. So yeah, there's that. And then I found this, and it's DDR Ultramix 4. That completes my Xbox and Xbox 360 collection of Dance Dance Revolution games. Again, $2. I have never seen one of these in a game store for sale ever. This is my first time ever going to a store and finding it. Even when it was brand new, none of the GameStops around me had this game, and they didn't carry any of them. And I never owned it, and I never got to play it. So now I have it. It is complete. It's in very nice shape, and it was only $2. So I would pay $2 for a DDR game pretty much any day. Now, if for some reason one of you guys would like a DDR game, let me know in the comments if you want me to send you like a signed copy or something. There's actually a lot of game stores near me that actually have DDR games. It was actually pretty popular around here at one point, and they're usually like $2 like these ones were. I can sign it for you. I can just ship it to you. Just let me know, and I can get some of them for you. The ones that I know that game stores have nearby: DDR Extreme, DDR Extreme 2, DDR Max, and DDR Max 2. I think those are most of the games that I've seen so far, DDR-wise, and they're all usually $2. And then we'll jump into two games that I have here, which is the first one, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie for Sega Genesis. I don't actually know really good games for the Sega Genesis because I never owned one back in the day. Someone told me I should pick this up if I ever find it because it's a good game. But I looked online too, and it looks like, even without its case, it is a $10 game, loose cart. So this alone is at least a $10 game. I paid, I think, $3 for it. So not a bad find at all. It's actually worth more than what I paid. So I was quite happy about that. This one, there's a bajillion copies of, and I think everyone owns a copy, and I paid $3 for it. I bought it just because I really love this game. It's one of my favorites, and that's Cruis'n USA for Nintendo 64. One of my biggest arcade games that really got me into arcade games in the first place is actually this. So playing this Nintendo 64 game all the time really got me into wanting to play arcade games pretty much. This is what got me interested. I love this game. It's one of my favorites. It's way better than Cruis'n Exotica and Cruis'n the World in my opinion. Cruis'n the World is one of my least favorite of the Cruis'n games that they release. And finally, this is going to be a very odd one to show off. They had this in a case that's next to all the video games. I don't want my screensaver to go off. Sorry about that. So they've had this in this case where they put all these rare games and stuff at this bookstore. And last time I went in there, they had a new and sealed NES cartridge of The Legend of Zelda, and I mean, this thing looked like it was untouched. And it was $300, and I actually regret not picking it up because I had a 40% off coupon. I could have gotten that game for $180 and like got it like verified through that Video Game Association and get in a nice case and just have it for collector's purposes, but I ended up not doing it, and I'm going to probably regret that for the rest of my life. I went back today and it was gone, of course. I mean, that 40% off coupon, that was so dumb of me not to pick that up. It was brand freaking new. But they had this new and sealed, and it was $10, but I had a coupon, so I only ended up paying $8 for it, and that is Greatest Arcade Hits Volume 1, Midway's Greatest Arcade Hits Volume 1 for Nintendo 64. Again, $8. It is brand new and factory sealed. The back of it got kind of bent in, it looks like. It was probably stored somewhere and kind of got a little bit of damage. I will pay $10 for any Nintendo 64 game brand new and sealed, just because they're so uncommon to find. So even if it's a sports game, if you see a Nintendo 64 cartridge new and sealed for $10 or less, I highly recommend you pick it up. They're usually worth quite a bit more than that. So yeah, I picked this up, $8. I'll pay $8 for any Nintendo 64 game sealed, like I said. And that pretty much wraps up all the games I got recently for all my classic video game systems and even some of my newer ones. I actually bought a few games on eBay just now. They're imports, but I'll get around to showing those off when I actually get them in the mail. It's going to be a while because I'm going to ship them south probably because airmail is pretty expensive. But I'll share those with you once they come in, so probably in August at some point is when I'll make another one of these, or when I get another nice video game pickup like I have been recently. Like when I go to that bookstore, I usually pick up a few games for relatively cheap. Maybe I'll bring the camera with me inside next time and show you what I'm looking at. The only game that I regret not picking up the last time I went in was Phantasy Star Online 3 for the Nintendo Gamecube. It was $15. I could have gotten it for $13 because of that coupon, but I ended up not doing it because I wasn't sure how rare it was, and it tends to go for a little over $15. Like I see it on eBay for like $25. Buy it now. I should have just picked it up. I kind of feel stupid for not doing it now, but maybe when I go back there, if they still have it, I'll go pick it up. I've never seen a Phantasy Star Online game for Nintendo GameCube in person, so I should have taken that as a hint. But yeah, so those are all my video game pickups. I'll be making more of these videos definitely in the future, either from when I actually go to the store and when I walk out, or just where I'm sitting in my room kind of like this and explaining to you guys how I got these pickups, where I got them, and kind of the pricing. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll be making more videos of this very, very soon, so stay tuned, and thank you guys so much for watching.